Welcome back, YouTube. It's your boy, Eric. I'm still homeless in the Arizona desert. And right now, we're hiding underneath this giant rock from raindrops because it started to rain and I don't want to get soaked. Today, I am out here in the rain, walking around the desert, looking for a spot to move my campsite to. But during this past month, my channel has grown by 6,000 subscribers, and that's a lot of people. So I brought my camera along with me today, and I want to take the time to answer some of the repeat questions that I see popping up in my comment section. Welcome back, guys, to another video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're not. The number one question that repeatedly keeps showing up and always shows up is, am I really homeless? Bro, you're too clean to be homeless. You don't look like any other homeless person I've ever seen. Well, thank you. Thank you for recognizing that I try to groom myself and stay clean for you and all the other fellow citizens of the world. Yeah, I'm homeless. I'm damn homeless, man. I'm sleeping outside on a little thin mat in a tent. I'm like, I got a water bottle and a shovel. Yeah, I am very, it doesn't get any more homeless than this. Man, you're more of a traveler. Well, bro, you're a wanderer, man. You're a nomad. You're not homeless, bro. You're a nomad. There's this Metallica song where he's like, you can call me whatever you want, man. It doesn't make a difference. The reason why I call myself homeless is, number one, it's true. And number two, the algorithm loves it. Since I started putting homeless in my title, my views have been boop, 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 up and to the right. And by me not having an address, I'm going to run into major problems next year, especially at like tax time. And I think my driver's license expires next year as well. I guess I could go all the way back to Pennsylvania and just renew my driver's license. Like, don't even give them a chance to let them know that an address change has happened. But I hope I can make some money this winter, man, on these YouTube videos and save up some money and buy land. I would love to buy like a $2,000 or $3,000 acre just so I have an address, so I can get tax information, driver's license, car register. Be nice to have a place to register a car. You guys may have seen somebody tried to offer me a van a few weeks back and I couldn't accept it. I don't have an address to register a vehicle to. I would love to own a vehicle. Matter of fact, I probably have enough money right now to purchase a vehicle, but it's not even on my wish list because I don't have an address to register a vehicle to, and an address is required. In fact, it gets frustrating for me when people continually accuse me of not being homeless. It's like, nah, man, I'm out here freaking struggling, dude. And, you know, it's why I can't produce, you know, a video every day. It's because it's a lot of work carrying all this stuff around, a tripod, laptop, going to a place to get Wi-Fi. And so, yeah, I'm proud of myself for being able to get like one video a week. And I think that's doing a lot, man, with the resources that I have. It's a shame that, you know, other companies can go get like a small business loan, or, you know, when they're starting their business for whatever reason, they get help from the government, but I don't get none of that help, man. I'm starting a business all on my own. And I mean, I can't say it's all on my own. Really, I'm starting a business with your help. You guys, all my viewers are the ones that are making this happen, and I'm forever grateful. But it's not like I can go to a bank and get a business loan. Hey, I need $25,000 cash infusion this year so that I can, you know, earn $50,000 in revenue by doing this, and this, and take. They would never give me any money, but other people get that, you know. So yeah, being homeless is hard, man. I'm just trying to make something out of nothing. And so don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And many people have asked me if I'm headed to Quartzsite this winter, and I'll probably make a stop by there at some point. But to be honest, I don't really think it's the kind of scene for long-term homeless people that are living in tents, man. Everybody there has a rig, and most of those rig comes with a generator. So if I'm like trying to sleep in my tent, man, there's generator going over here and a generator going over there. And imagine that like every day, repeated. That doesn't sound like fun to me. And then, you know, because I'm not a self-contained vehicle as well, Quartzsite would also make me stay. I'd have to camp so close to the bathroom, which would be like high traffic areas, and that doesn't sound appealing to me either. So, you know, I'll probably make an appearance at Quartzsite throughout this winter, and it would be fun to meet up with some other nomads and develop some relationships and stuff. But I can't see myself just staying there for like 4 months or just like camping in a spot, just like getting a spot and staying in it, man. I mean, I guess I could, but I have to go there and check it out and see what it's hitting for, man. I'm not just gonna jump into something where I'm gonna be surrounded by giant schoolies with barking dogs and generator. I like my silence. When I look out here behind me, there's not another single person for miles. And I like my peace and solitude. Although I would like to meet some people as well on the other hand. So it's one of these, like, if you want to meet some people, you gotta be around people. Oh, and I nearly forgot. I've been repeatedly getting asked about, hey, how did you get from Colorado to Arizona? You skipped all of that filming. And you're very observant. I did skip all of that filming. And my channel isn't an everyday vlog. I try to be nice when I say that. You'll notice if you watch for a while that there'll be a lot of different parts skipped out and missed or whatever, but I can easily explain what happened. I ended up getting on a bus from Durango to Cortez, Colorado, and then I had to go through New Mexico. And there's like 150 miles to the Navajo Nation. I hitchhiked for 50 miles of it by climbing in a dumpster, and then I cut out a piece of cardboard with a knife and then took a marker, made a sign, and I hitchhiked, and I got picked up within 5 minutes, and I made it 50 miles to a town of Shiprock, and I slept underneath the trestle bridge in the town of Shiprock, New Mexico for a night. And then I got up in the morning, and Navajo Nation has a free bus that you can ride the whole way through their country or whatever, like 100 miles. That's what I did. I got in the bus on Shiprock, and then I went to a place called Gallup, New Mexico. And then from Gallup, New Mexico, you can get an Amtrak train. So from there, I got an Amtrak train and took it into Arizona. And so, yeah, we just been hitchhiking and using public transit to get around. And that's how we got from Colorado to Arizona. And I apologize for not filming it, but I took some days off. It was very refreshing. It was I had the other films to edit from that big backpacking trip, so I didn't need to film continuously. And it was nice to have a few days off. So yeah, that's how we got here. Now we in the desert. And allow me to address my shit diet for just a minute. Of course, I know it's a crap diet, and I'm not proud of it. I don't want to eat gas station food, man. In fact, sometimes it disgusts me so much that I'll just skip meals because I just had enough ultra processed food. But, you know, it's just what it's like living in poverty. So from where I'm at here, there's a gas station like 2 miles from here. And so I can go to a gas station and get gas station food, you know, from there. 2 miles away, round trip, that's like a little over 4 miles or whatever. And so that's what I do. There is a grocery store. The closest grocery store is 13 miles from here. And I've taken a bus over there already, but, you know, to do that regularly is impossible. So there's just going to be days when I'm surviving off of gas station food. Too many days, to be honest. And, you know, I don't like it at all. I wish I could eat like white rice, chicken breast, and broccoli, and like wholesome food, man. I really do. And I'm not the only American that is eating ultra processed food, but you guys have really been getting on me about my diet, and I make light of the situation too. I'm like, ramen noodles, ha ha ha, candy bar, ha ha ha. It's like, no, this is a horrible diet. Everybody knows it. And I'm just pointing out, you know, just another part of poverty or whatever. So yeah, if I wanted to go to the grocery store, it's 26 mile round trip. And then, you know, of course, I don't have a refrigerator and can't keep food, you know, so there's always that too. And things are, you know, you get soups and you can only carry like 3 cans. How many cans can you carry, you know? Yeah, so sorry to frustrate you on that one, but my diet is not the healthiest. And, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm very aware of how horrible my diet is. And it's like, man, I'm really glad that I'm taking the opportunity now at this age, and while I still have a little bit of health left, to go on all these fun adventures that I really enjoy doing. Because if I keep eating like this in 10 more years, I'm going to be so sick, I'm not going to make it. You know, the health problems are going to stack up, and I'm going to be like hypertension and diabetes and heart disease and all this stuff. I'm very aware. It's not what they call, I'm skinny fat. That's what I am. I'm skinny fat. And you might be wondering, why don't I just moved closer to the grocery store? And that is a great question. But that's where all the home bums live. So there's like a little open area behind the grocery store over there, and it's just like full of all the tweakers and the junkies and the local homeless junks and stuff. So I don't want to get over there and be mixed in with that crowd. I always try to avoid that. You saw how it was in Anchorage when I was stuck with the home bum crowd, man. It can become a nightmare. So yeah, I'm not going over there. I'm going to stay on this side of town, and I just won't eat very healthy and stay away from that grocery store and all its tweakers over there. And this is just a hard no. Homeboy Vinny sent me 20 bucks through Venmo and said, "Hey man, is it possible if you could give me a shout out?" Smile your way through the day, Vinny, and thank you again for your donation. And while I got your attention here, allow me to address rattlesnakes and flash floods. So I have a little bit of experience with rattlesnakes from my home state of Pennsylvania. We had rattlesnakes on our trails, and it was common for them to be sunning in the summertime out on the rocks along the trails. And if there's one thing that I've learned through all the years and encounters with rattlesnakes is that they don't like humans, man, and they really want to get away from us. And they're super duper sensitive to noise, vibrations, footsteps. And so as long as you're not like running down the trail, when you have an encounter with a snake, it's going to be trying to get away from you. So unless you're like trying to pick it up or mess with it or poke it, which you should never do any of these things, try to like push it along, just let them alone. But where they can get you in a situation like this in the desert is like when you step down off of a rock and it's like underneath the rock, or so it would be like right there and get you. You know, it would be wise to have taller boots. I could see that point. And like if you were climbing up something and putting your hand, you know, out where you can't really see it, and there'd be a snake up there sunning. So you just want to be careful. Yeah, same goes with like tarantulas and scorpions. You shake things out and use common sense, man. No matter where you are out in the wilderness, there's always going to be something that wants to kill you. Oh, that's another big tip is I don't listen to music out here. It's very tempting. I do have cell phone service, and that leads right into the next thing about the flash floods is I have access to Doppler radar and weather forecast right here where I'm at. My cell phone is working. In Colorado in the mountains, I didn't, and a lot of places in Alaska, I didn't, but here in this specific spot, I do have access to weather forecast. In fact, it's been raining off and on here for a couple days in the desert, and it's really a beautiful thing when the desert gets rain. All the plants are just turning green and beautiful. Everything is nice and cool and like damp and not dry and hot. And so the animals and the plants are really liking the rain and enjoying the relief that it brings. But yeah, I'm aware of flash floods, and I'm also aware of rattlesnakes. And thank you guys for, you know, being concerned with my safety. I appreciate that. And after that last video where I was asking your guys' input on whether I should accept an offer for an e-bike or not, the resounding answer was yes through the comments. So I sent back an email to that company, and they're now ghosting me. So I don't, that's humanity, and I kind of expect it or whatever. You know, I hate to say I expect it, but it just seems like oftentimes things are much more complicated than what they seem. But anyway, I was looking online at e-bikes, and they're not too expensive. I could actually afford one on my budget, and I might for this winter. I don't know. We would have to do the whole thing with the solar power and the power bank to keep it charged up or whatever. But you know, I could afford to get one on my own, and so maybe I would still do that. That way I'm not walking. Walking does suck. I'm getting older, and walking everywhere sucks. And just briefly allow me to address one more repeat comment that I often get, and it's, "Yo, bro, why don't you use trekking poles?" And the truth is that it's just not possible while I'm filming. So I'm carrying a camera tripod, a camera, a microphone, this microphone. Oh, you shouldn't touch it. And they all have little buttons on them and knobs, and everything's got to be manipulated. And sometimes for some of my videos, it's 150 different shots that I'm doing throughout a day on a hike. So it's just not possible to use trekking poles. What ends up happening, because I've tried it before, but what ends up happening is I end up putting the trekking poles on the ground, using my camera, taking the shot, setting the scene, and then picking the trekking poles up off the ground. And then the next scene, you got to set the trekking poles down, set your whole camera up, pick the trekking pole, you know, so all day you're just up and down, up and down, up and down with these trekking poles, and you're really not even using them too much to walk because you got to carry your giant pod in your hand. So yeah, they don't work, and it is a good suggestion for if you're just out here recreationally, you know, running around through the wilderness with backpacks. I definitely recommend trekking poles, but if you're filming yourself, it's not possible. All right, I guess I'm gonna wrap this video up now. I just really wanted to get something out today and recorded because there's 6,000 new members and I get the repeat comments over and over and over, and I respect you guys and I'm so grateful that you're here, and I wanted to try to answer some of those questions. But I'm sorry that I couldn't answer every question, and if your question didn't get answered this time, maybe answer it again and I'll be able to answer it in a future video. But yeah, I'm gonna continue on down the drainage here and go look for a campsite so that way we can go get our things packed up and our camp to move. I don't know, we'll probably move tomorrow or something. We won't move yet tonight, but I do want to find a campsite to move to before the sun sets tonight. Thank you guys for following along through another video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not, and smile your way through the day.